Hey guys, welcome back to Crafts Go Bloom. My name is Krista, and today we're going to be looking at everything I crocheted in the month of August. The first few items that I have are actually things I made before a market that I had in August, so I'm going to pop some pictures on the screen of those. I restocked on cats. They are one of my best sellers, and that's one of my patterns. You can also find the tutorial here on YouTube. And my customers who like to buy the cats typically are people who like really girly, sparkly, pink looking cats. So I specifically restocked in pinks and purples and like pastel colors and things like that. I also needed to restock octos, so I made a bunch of those. I made one of my Mama Moran, the chicken, and so you can find that tutorial here on YouTube as well. And then I made a ton of leggy frogs. We average selling one leggy frog per hour at our markets, and I knew that I had multiple markets coming up where I would need them, so I made a bunch of those, as you can tell in all these pictures. I also, in the month of August, made tutorial videos that are on my channel for my dog pattern, my bear pattern, and my latest tiny chicken pattern, which is this chicken here right in the center. So we had a market, like I said, in August, which is why I needed to take pictures of those things before they sold so that I could show them in this video. And that market turned out far better than we expected. You're going to see this video about everything I crocheted first, and then my next video is going to be about that market where we did more than 2 times better than we've ever done before. So make sure you subscribe so you can see that when it comes out next week. So most of the rest of what I crocheted in August was restocking what sold, because the first weekend of September we have a market coming up. So the first item on my list is these chunky mushrooms. And this is the free pattern on Instagram that I love. I've made this plenty of times before, and it's an awesome seller for me, which is why I only have one left from my previous market, and so I needed to make a bunch more. So I made 10 of those. Up next, I have my dog pattern, and I made 5 of these, and my customers like the dogs in more neutral colors and more realistic blacks, whites, grays, things like that. So I have 5 of those. Up next, I have ice cream cones in a bunch of different colors, and I purposely left the eyes or a face off of this because I get a lot of customers asking for things for younger children where the eyes aren't safe. And this is a free pattern on Instagram also. So I made 12 of these in a bunch of different colors, and all of this yarn is Joanne plush. So I just made it in the different shades of Joanne plush. So this one sort of looks like a mint ice cream and a strawberry ice cream, and then like a caramel color. So I have a dozen of those. Next, I have octos, and you already saw the picture at the beginning of this video that I had made some octos in the beginning of the month, and all but one of those sold at my market, so I needed to remake those all over again. So I'd say this is a great seller for me. This pattern is a paid pattern on Etsy in a pattern pack, and it is by Katie Being Creative, and I love this. It works up in about half an hour for me, and I can make these in any color, and it doesn't, my customers don't seem to like favor one color over the other like they do for other things. So I have these 3, these 2, and a variegated pink and brown one. And then the last one is my favorite, and this is Bernat Red, White, and Boom yarn. And what I really enjoyed about this is that the tentacles just accidentally worked out where they are all like matching colors. All the red is on the inside, all the white is on the outside, so it looks planned, but it's really just the pooling of the yarn. Where normally with one like this, you don't get that kind of consistency. So I really love how this one turned out. It's very tempting to keep this one. I feel like that's something that only a crocheter would even notice, let alone be excited about. So I have 7 octos. Up next, I have 1 Triceratops, this gray one for sale. And I would have definitely made more of these for my markets. I only have this one plus 2 others for my next market because I sold out of them. I just ran out of time to restock them. As I'm filming this, it's a Thursday. My previous market was just last Saturday, and then my upcoming market is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I only had 4 or 5 days really to prep items, so I just ran out of time to make these, but they've been a great seller for me. Up next, I have my tiny chicken, and this one is the one I actually made in the video tutorial that's here on YouTube. So you can go check that out. Up there, you can kind of see some of my other bird patterns. I have other videos about them and a short on my channel about those. And I will be releasing the different bird patterns, I think once a month or so, maybe a little more frequently than that. So you can look forward to more birds. Up next, I got one of these pop turtles made, and I did the shell in Bernat frosting, so you can kind of see the coloring on that. It's kind of washing out in the light over here. And this turtle pops in and out. And this is a paid pattern over on Etsy. It's fairly inexpensive though, and this has been a great seller. I can't keep these in stock either. Another item that I just ran out of time and couldn't get more made, but I definitely will be taking these to subsequent markets. Up next, I have 3 of these jellyfish, and I was just trying out different yarns and different types of eyes. I sold out of these at my last market, so I needed to restock those. This is an item that I think is really great for like toddlers to just squish their little fingers in there. And this is Joanne plush yarn. I keep calling it the wrong thing. So if you haven't felt this, I highly recommend going and giving it a squish, because it doesn't come in very many colors compared to like a Bernat blanket. But I think it's like softer and just a little bit thicker, so I go up half a hook size, and I love how things turn out in this. And this is the first one I've ever made with actual eyes in it, like it's supposed to have, actual safety eyes. And I forgot to mention, but everything that I talk about will be linked down below. It's not going to be as many patterns as I've done in the past, because I'm making so many multiples of items. So it should all fit in the description, okay? This is another item that I sold out of, and I only got time to make one, but these pop mushrooms are a great seller. They usually get picked up, and people think that they're cute as they are, but as soon as they see that they can fidget with it and that it pops, then everybody loves it, and then they have to have it. So that's why I can't keep it in stock, but I only made one of these. Up next, I have these little blueberries, and these also sold out at my last market, and so I needed to restock those. And I sold out of 7 of them, so I made 3 in this dark blue color. And I just dropped one, but I have 8 in this like more of a teal color, kind of a different blue. The blueberries were a great seller with younger children who were coming over that had their own money, or they're also just one of my lower priced items. And so anybody that was coming over with like multiple kids trying to get something, those were a great seller for me. So along the same lines with the blueberries, I wanted to make some little mini octos. So I went ahead and made up a pattern for that. And I made 3 in this Bernat, it's kind of like a blush pink color. I made 2 of them, and I was kind of changing up the pattern, so this one sort of turned out flat, but this one has that, like the 8 different tentacles at the bottom of it. But this is the baby blanket frosting. Then I made them in a variety of colors, so I've got this purple one. I thought an orange one would be cute because it's almost fall, and it looks like the eyes are crooked, but they're actually not. They're in the same round, but when he sits flat, his little tentacles are getting in the way, and it makes it look like it's crooked. But it should actually sit like that. I have a lime green one. This is a Bernat baby blanket, so this one is super soft and squishy. And then this is a Bernat Ogo, and I made one in green. I know that they look very similar to the blueberries. There we go. So I know that they look very similar to the blueberries, so I purposely only made blueberries in blue and octos in other colors so that it's easier for kids. And honestly, if they think that one is the other and they're happy, I'm happy, but I wanted them to be visually different. Up next, I have something that I didn't make, but my daughter made, and She helps run this business with me, so you won't see her, but she's behind the scenes doing a lot of things. And she wrote her own bee pattern. I'm going to see if I can get it to show up, but it's in the Bernat Baby Blanket Sparkle, so it's a sparkly bee. But she wrote her own bee pattern, and she's been making a ton of these, and they have been selling out for me as well. So I have that bee. Another pattern that she helped me write. This is like 99% her idea, and I had like two little ideas that went along with it, and then my ideas didn't work. So it was mostly her. I made this one, but the idea is all hers. And this pattern can be found in my Etsy shop, so it'll be linked below. And it's her pattern and her idea, so if you decide to purchase that pattern, that money goes straight to her, so she'll be really excited about that. But this is a pop bee coming out of his hive, or hiding back in there. So I love how this turned out. This was really fun to make. It's all like bobble stitches and then just some color changes. So it's no-sew. All of my patterns are no-sew because I don't enjoy sewing. And you put the wings on and tie those on the inside and all that good stuff. So I may have one pop bee. And then the last two things that I made, I'm not sure if you can see an example in the camera here, but in previous months, I've made like my cat bee, and I have a video for Cats in America, and I don't have a video for this yet, but I have Catermelon, and I'd love to release that soon. So I didn't make those this month, but those are just on theme, and so because it's August and crocheters are of course thinking, how can I make things ahead of time for fall markets, I decided to make a pumpkin cat. So it's got the little stem and the leaf, gave it some gold sparkly eyes, and then wrapped the yarn around so that it actually has those like indents that make it look like a pumpkin. So I have my pumpkin cat. Just couldn't make up my mind on if that was enough fall things or not. So I then made a pumpkin pie cat. And I really love how this one turned out. This was fun. Full disclosure, I don't even like pumpkin flavored things. I think pumpkins are cute. I don't like pumpkin pie, but I still decided that I needed a pumpkin pie cat. So hopefully soon I will have patterns for the pumpkin cat and the pumpkin pie cat. If that's something you're interested in, leave a comment down below and let me know if you would like to make one of those and which one. So guys, that's everything that I made in the month of August. It was 101 items. Thanks for hanging out while we went over all of these items, and I hope to see you next month when we do this again. Bye!